7 surprising ways farming impacts the environment. From verdant plains to rolling hills, our planet teems with life, sustained by the ancient pact between humanity and nature farming. For millennia, we have cultivated the soil, nurtured crops, and raised livestock, securing our sustenance. Yet, as our global population swells, so does the impact of agriculture on our world. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged as we delve into the intricate web of life that sustains us and the challenges we face in ensuring its preservation. Join me now as we embark on this vital expedition. Our journey begins high in the atmosphere, where a delicate balance dictates the fate of our climate. Livestock, those gentle giants of our fields, are major contributors of methane, a potent greenhouse gas. With every rumination and every belch, these animals release methane into the atmosphere, trapping heat far more effectively than carbon dioxide. The very fertilizers that nourish our crops, often synthetically produced, release nitrous oxide, another powerful greenhouse gas. These emissions, arising from our need to feed a growing population, linger in the atmosphere, contributing to the warming of our planet. Agriculture accounts for nearly a quarter of all global greenhouse gas emissions, rivaling the impact of transportation and industry. The consequences of inaction are dire, threatening to disrupt the delicate balance of our planet's climate. As temperatures rise, we face more frequent and severe weather events, rising sea levels, and disruptions to ecosystems worldwide. The challenge before us is clear: to find ways to nourish our growing population while mitigating the impact on our atmosphere. It is a challenge that demands innovation, collaboration, and a deep respect for the delicate balance of our planet. Only then can we ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. We descend now from the heights of the atmosphere to the very ground beneath our feet, the soil. This thin layer of earth teeming with life unseen is the foundation of our agricultural systems and indeed of human civilization itself. Yet this precious resource is under threat, its vitality slowly draining away due to intensive farming practices. The relentless cycle of tilling disrupts the soil structure, leaving it vulnerable to the erosive forces of wind and rain. Monocropping, the practice of planting the same crop year after year, further depletes the soil, stripping it of essential nutrients. Just like a depleted bank account, over-farmed land loses its fertility, becoming increasingly incapable of supporting life. Over 25 billion tons of soil are lost annually to erosion, a rate that far outpaces the natural replenishment process. Eroded soil, carried by wind and rain, clogs waterways, pollutes drinking water sources, and smothers aquatic life. The challenge before us is to adopt farming practices that prioritize soil health, recognizing it as the living ecosystem it truly is. Practices such as no-till farming, crop rotation, and cover cropping can help protect the soil, replenishing its nutrients and ensuring its long-term productivity. Our journey now takes us to the lifeblood of our planet, water. This precious resource, essential for all life, is under immense strain from the demands of modern agriculture. Agriculture accounts for a staggering 70% of global freshwater withdrawals. This insatiable thirst for water is driven by the need to irrigate crops, especially in arid and semi-arid regions where rainfall is insufficient. Certain crops, like rice and almonds, are particularly water-intensive, requiring vast amounts of water to thrive. The depletion of aquifers, those underground reservoirs that hold vast stores of fresh water, is a growing concern. In many parts of the world, aquifers are being depleted faster than they can be recharged, leading to falling water tables and, in some cases, land subsidence. Reduced water availability can lead to crop failures, food shortages, and economic instability. The challenge before us is to develop and implement more water-efficient irrigation technologies, such as drip irrigation, which delivers water directly to the roots of plants, minimizing waste. We must also explore alternative crops that are better suited to the local climate and require less water to grow. By doing so, we can ensure a sustainable water future for agriculture and beyond. Chapter 4: Silent Spring, Silent Fields, Pesticides, and Pollinators. Our journey takes us now to the fields buzzing with life, where a silent crisis is unfolding. Pollinators, bees, butterflies, moths, and more play a vital role in plant reproduction, carrying pollen from flower to flower, ensuring the continuation of plant life. Yet these essential workers are facing a growing threat from the very chemicals designed to protect our crops. Pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides, while intended to control pests and diseases, can have unintended consequences for beneficial insects like pollinators. Populations of bees and other pollinators have been in decline in recent decades, with some species facing extinction. This decline is linked to a variety of factors, including habitat loss, climate change, and pesticide exposure. Without pollinators, the yield of many of our crops could decline dramatically, threatening global food security. The challenge before us is to reduce our reliance on chemical pesticides and adopt more sustainable farming practices that support pollinator health. This includes planting pollinator-friendly habitats, reducing pesticide use, and exploring alternative pest control methods. By protecting pollinators, we safeguard the future of our food systems. Our journey now takes us to the Earth's lungs, the vast and vibrant forests that blanket our planet. These emerald landscapes, teeming with biodiversity, play a vital role in regulating our climate, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and releasing life-giving oxygen. Yet, these vital ecosystems are under threat, cleared at an alarming rate to make way for farmland. As the global demand for food continues to rise, so does the pressure to convert forests into fields for crops and grazing land for livestock. Deforestation is responsible for an estimated 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions, equivalent to the emissions from all the cars and trucks in the world combined. Every minute, an area of forest the size of 40 football fields is lost to deforestation. Loss of forest cover contributes to climate change, reduces biodiversity, disrupts water cycles, and increases soil erosion. Deforestation also displaces indigenous communities and threatens the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on forests for their survival. The challenge before us is to find ways to meet the growing demand for food without further sacrificing our planet's forests. This requires a multifaceted approach, including promoting sustainable agriculture, reducing food waste, and shifting towards more plant-based diets. Our journey now takes us downstream, following the flow of water as it makes its way from the fields to the sea. Along the way, we encounter a hidden consequence of modern agriculture, the creation of dead zones in our oceans and waterways. These lifeless expanses, devoid of oxygen and marine life, are a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet's ecosystems and the far-reaching impacts of our actions on land. Excess nutrients, primarily nitrogen and phosphorus, from fertilizers used in agriculture become pollutants when they enter waterways in excessive amounts. Rain washes fertilizers from fields into rivers and streams, carrying these excess nutrients downstream. These nutrients act like fertilizer for algae, causing them to grow rapidly and form massive blooms. As these blooms die and decompose, they consume vast amounts of oxygen in the water, creating hypoxic conditions or dead zones. Fish and other aquatic creatures suffocate in the oxygen-depleted water, leading to mass die-offs. Dead zones also disrupt fishing industries, costing millions of dollars in lost revenue and threatening the livelihoods of coastal communities. The challenge before us is to reduce nutrient pollution from agricultural runoff by implementing more sustainable farming practices. This includes using fertilizers more efficiently, planting cover crops to absorb excess nutrients, and restoring wetlands, which act as natural filters, removing pollutants from waterways. Biodiversity is essential for healthy ecosystems, providing benefits like pollination and climate regulation. Yet agriculture threatens biodiversity through habitat loss, monoculture farming, and pesticide use. We must adopt sustainable practices to conserve biodiversity. Our journey through the intricate relationship between farming and the environment has revealed both the bounty and the burden of our agricultural practices. Understanding these impacts is the first step toward creating more sustainable agricultural systems. By embracing innovation, adopting responsible land management practices, and supporting policies that prioritize environmental stewardship, we can nourish our growing population while safeguarding the planet for future generations. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for our next feature, 7 Solutions for a More Sustainable Farming Future.